welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra. This is Ken.
Hi.
And Ham. And we're back with Outlander Season 7, Episode 7. There's only one more. It's only 8, I believe. At least that's what I looked up. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure there's only 8 because they split this season into 2. So that it will be on again in another time, but I can't remember. I wrote it all down, but now I can't remember. Anyway, last episode, the shocker at the end was seeing who I believe is William Buck Mackenzie, Roger's ancestor, who had him hung. Why do I believe that? Because I saw the name in the credits, and I put the 2 and 2 together, because we didn't see him in any other part of that show. So thank you, credits, for making that very obvious. Now, I thought that Graham McTavish played... Well, William Buck Mackenzie is Dougal's son, with Galis. I thought that Graham McTavish played him. Am I wrong there? Weren't we like, ooh, that's Graham McTavish playing another character? So I'm pretty sure that he did. But I don't recall if he plays Buck Mackenzie or if it was a different one. Anyway, we'll find out. But that was the big shocker. Second, Rob Cameron, what's he up to? I have gotten pretty far in the book now, and Rob Cameron is featuring in it quite a lot, but there hasn't been anything weird there. Buck Mackenzie hasn't shown up in the book yet, but I did get to the part where they leave the fort, and all sorts of all the things have already happened. So there's not much that hasn't happened in the show so far that is now a mystery to me in the book. Just where Bree and Roger are concerned, I was ahead and now I seem to be behind. So there's that. And he did go and do that Gaelic course, and so that all happened too. So yeah, he's also teaching the choir at the school. So I was confused as to whether that was that happened, whether they had changed it to a Gaelic course, but actually no, it happened in the book too. So we had Jamie rescuing Ian and Claire from the fort and causing a disturbance, and William letting them go.
Fire arrows and all that stuff.
Yeah. And so what's going to happen next, I don't know. That's kind of where we ended up with them. Lots of people left comments, so let's go look there. Okay, so Miss T5 said Buck Mackenzie was the man who got Roger hanged at Alamance. He was formerly played by Graham McTavish. He is Roger's direct ancestor, the son of Galis and Dougal. As Galis' son, he has the time-traveling gene. Graham McTavish was not able to reprise the role for a specific reason. Yeah, because he's in The Witcher, and he showed up in, was it the Game of Thrones, or was it Rings of Power? I think it was, he showed up in the Game of Thrones as a knight, taking care of the daughter, Rhaenyra. So he's been in everything. He has not, he's not slowed down at all. Plus, he's in the show with Sam Heughan, where they travel. It's called Men in Kilts, and they're traveling to New Zealand, and that's a reality TV show that they've done for several years. He's in that as well. All right. And Fox 926, the fort is on Lake Champlain, which reaches all the way to Canada. Yes, I actually went online and looked it up on Google and just checked to see where it was. So yeah, it was very close to the Mohawk village someone had put in the last episode. Bonya 4585. Fort Ticonderoga is in upstate New York, not far from Canada. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Good work. So that's where we were. So I need to know what goes on with this dude from the future. Are they going to throw him in the priest hole? I gotta know. And thank you for clarifying that he was played by Graham McTavish, because I remember Graham McTavish playing his relative. And that guy was not Graham McTavish, the guy that they saw. So now we have to get used to a new dude. Oh well. Let's see how today's episode is. Let's go.
How did you come to be a lally, bro?
Well, I saw you entering a shop in Inverness. You survived being hanged after all. Because of me. And you're here. I didn't ken who or what I was dealing with.
God save the king. So where we're going? A messenger arrived with word. From General Howe.
It's pretty tiny.
Terribly sorry, delayed. Won't make our party.
Oh!
General Howe will not be meeting us in Albany after all.
Feed us to our bairns.
Yeah. Slow down. Slow down, dude.
Jeremiah's my son's name as well. I know, strange.
He's not eaten in days.
Where's your wee lad? Your wee lassie?
Well, no, he's been getting cookies and stuff from Jimmy.
Hurry up with your story. Alamance? Did she not tell you who I was? That I helped her on the ship?
Even so. A man doesn't curry into another man's wife with her husband not but 10 feet away.
He was trying to warn you.
While hiding his yellow cockade. Why would a militiaman do that?
Because
I'm your...
Morag is my 5, maybe 6 times, I forget the number, great-grandmother. That makes you my granda. My son was named Jeremiah after my dad, who was named for his granda, who was named for your son. There may be 1 or 2 Jeremiahs missing along the way. We're family.
You wouldn't have anything stronger than coffee, would you?
Yeah, I wasn't trying to get with Morag. I was just chatting with my great-grandmother.
Take a little water. Did you find the family tree?
No.
He did.
What year was it that you came through?
The year of our Lord, 1778.
Is that what his death was listed as?
No, it's Rob Cameron.
Oh, crap.
Jesus Christ. I told him he could come for dinner sometime. I didn't think he'd just show up.
What?
He doesn't call first.
Yeah, who doesn't call
You can't
first?
stay in here, you have to hide.
Yeah, we can't have some dude from the 1700s hanging out. Yeah, I missed the date on what he was looking at, because I guess he was looking at the death date.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. We were just, I will come in. Thank you. After you.
Who doesn't call?
Hey, Gov.
Hey.
Ah,
I see he's got started without me.
good stuff, huh? Oh, by the way, I'd love to have a look at your father's old hymnals. You know, seeing as didn't get a chance in your class. If it was, not too much trouble. No? Well, let's do that right now. This way. Well, I've got some more that I've collected from various travellers, peddlers, historical research.
Oh, God. The box.
Preoccupied for a
The
while.
box is sitting there.
Long enough to get rid of our other surprise guest.
Just another wee drama.
Ugh. No, you need to leave. Get out. Get out.
With my fellow soldiers. Spirits up. Glory.
No, not exactly. You'll be on a horse at the back.
Now's your chance, William.
General Fraser.
I'm a true soldier.
With your permission, General, I'd like to remain here with the army.
I cannot falter your courage, foolhardy as it may be. You'll be needing it.
Mm-hmm.
For you to stay and fight. If that's what you really want.
Yes.
Captain Richardson to find himself another messenger.
He's not too up. It's kind of like everybody's gonna
It's
die.
so nice to sit at a table with a proper family, you know. Do you not have suppers with your sister and wee Bobby? Oh, aye. Oh, I was going to take Bobby to the pictures tomorrow night. I don't know if Jenny would like to join us. I mean, you can spend a night at Bobby's if you'd like.
Yeah, he'd love that.
Great. Good night, then.
Depends on how many of those wee drams you had.
I didn't think I'd have to.
What happened to him? Where'd he go?
His name's Blake. He's an astronaut 500 years in the future and has lots of adventures. You're Buck Daddy's Roger.
Astronaut.
Oh, they're in the trailer.
Bree!
What you don't know is he was part of me getting hung, man. It's a hard thing to get over.
We is family.
Yeah, he is.
Can you take him to work with you?
No.
I guess. But on Saturday...
On Saturday, I'll take him back to the Stones. I promise.
What's he gonna make of this monstrosity?
Yeah, that'll be interesting, won't it?
Must be unsettling to see things so changed.
Tis that. And yet, there is much that hasn't changed. Up there. Aye. As they always were.
The ring you're wearing.
I have a stone in
The
it.
gemstone is missing because of the journey you made. For some reason, you need one to travel. If we can find you another gem, you'll be able to go back again. This is Buck Mackenzie, Roger's cousin he's visiting. Buck, this is Rob Cameron.
That's me.
He's a big dude.
Is it okay if I pick Jen up at 5? The film starts at 6.
Sure, that sounds perfect.
Uh-huh.
See you then.
I didn't realize how big he was till Rob Cameron showed up. I was
What?
like,
Smiling a bit too much in the direction, methinks.
That's right. I agree with Cousin Buck.
That's how people treat each other these days. It's called kindness. You might give it a try.
I only see it. I'm no fool.
I'm
You
no
aren't.
fool.
You are no fool.
And Mr. Cameron, I met today. He's trouble.
Damn right he is.
Yeah.
He's got a hot eye for your wife.
Yes, he does.
You think everyone has a hot eye? Which is why I ended up with a noose around my neck.
But man,
That's true.
in my time would have thought the same. A man is born knowing when someone is preying on their woman. Well, you were wrong. And this isn't your time. Only thought I should tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Except you're totally right.
Something I should tell
That's
you.
the
That's
problem.
nice. Oh, what are you going to tell him?
But I saw the year of your death. Do you want to know?
I wouldn't. No.
But I'd like you to tell me anyway.
What? No. You don't want to know that.
There were things you thought I should know too.
Yes.
Well, he thinks Rob Cameron has a hot eye for you.
You know what he's like?
Aye. A wee bit flirty.
Phil Collins. Hold on. Oh,
Cover your
hello.
eyes, Ham.
Roger Mackenzie. Are you feeling a wee bit territorial?
I know the modern man isn't supposed to be possessive. Oh, that's gentle. I'm feeling a little more primal.
I can feel it. Come. Woo! Sexy. Damn.
Covering up Ham's
Damn.
eyes for a long time here.
Woo!
Okay, you can look again now.
Woo! What's this? Isn't that Ian? Yep.
He's either going to be staring down the barrel at his own son, or his son is going to stare down the barrel at him. One way or the other, that's going to happen here.
That's I thought.
Well, it matter if you tell me her name.
Is it Rachel?
It's Rachel.
It's Rachel. She's... Hammond?
Oh no, his friend! No, that's not cool. No, he's dead, dude. He took one right to the head. Oh. Are we just standing there while we get shot? Is that how this is happening?
That's how wars are fought in this time.
And I was pissed. No, William, no. Get back, William. Nobody wants to see you die.
Yeah, because that's sticking out, which shouldn't be sticking out, which means somebody took a look in this thing and they shouldn't have.
What? Why is Mandy screaming?
Jimmy, he's gone, he's gone.
Hey, Jimmy's fine. He's just going to stay with his friend Bobby tonight. He'll be home tomorrow.
No, he's gone. He's not here.
Their connection.
They do have a connection.
Oh, hush. Tell me, what made you wake up? Did you have a bad dream?
There were stones they screamed at me.
Oh
What
no.
happened, Aliana? Did you go close to the stone?
Not me, Jim.
What?
That bad man took him.
What?
I'll check with Buck.
Oh God, Bobby's not. No, it's gonna be alright.
Oh God. I really hope not.
What the name of the blessed merchant all this racket? Mandy's a nightmare. You haven't seen Jem, have you? Is it Cameron, is he no?
Roger! It was Rob. Jim isn't with Bobby.
Told ya.
He spoke to his mom and there was no movie. There was no sleepover. Rob lives across the street from her. I made her go look and his car is gone.
Told you it was the crate.
The letters. Oh, someone just up the box in the study. I saw it just now. He's read the letters.
Yep.
They pretended to think it was something I'd made up for fun, but he knew. He knew. Oh God, kill us, Duncan. Kill us, bloody Duncan. I wrote about her belief in the need for a blood sacrifice to travel. Christ, why did I write that down?
Oh God. No.
It's a torch, come on.
It's a torch.
Roger.
No. Did he take him back in time? Can Cameron travel? Is that Jamie? Get up, Jamie! Not cool.
I
Okay.
did not like that creep all along. Man.
What? Well, I didn't expect that. What did he do to Jimmy? Did he put Jimmy through the
He's
stones?
gonna blood sacrifice him like Galus did. To travel.
Nah. But where?
I don't
Where
know.
does he need to go?
I don't know.
Is he from the past, Rob? And that's his wife's in France with his kid, and that's why he can't see him because it's like 200 years in the past.
I don't know. I think his current life just sucks, so he's looking for
God.
another one.
So the 80s were quite interesting. So Buck and Roger
Made up.
they became friends because he explained everything to Buck, and Buck was like, "Oh my God!" And he even like wanted to know when he dies. But the thing is, it can be changed. Things do change, and in the book, it mentions that stuff shifts and changes on the papers in the future that weren't that way when they first looked at it. So they do have an impact on what actually happens, and things can be changed.
Handy he was around, though, because
thank God.
Roger's going to need the help, and he was certainly right about Cameron.
He was not happy with Cameron. So Buck, Jimmy and Mandy were quite fine with Buck. They had a great time. And Buck went to the dam to hang out with Bree because nobody wanted to leave him by himself. And then he met Rob Cameron because during the dinner, Rob showed up and Roger was like, "Who doesn't call?" So Rob showed up to have dinner.
Invites himself for dinner. Yep.
Stayed a heck of a long time. Buck was put in the priest hole, but Mandy and Jem let him out so he could watch TV with them in the trailer.
Double wide.
Yeah. So then they were like, "Where the heck is Buck?" And then they found him in the trailer, and he was really fascinated by the airplane toy. And he was like, my children, and he misses his son, and he was also named Jeremiah. So that was all going well, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. When Buck met Rob Cameron, he was like, no. He wouldn't shake his hand. He was totally no. So he told Roger, that guy has a hot eye for your wife, and he's like, yeah, but you thought that of me and Morag, and I got like hung for it, and that wasn't even true, as you now know. He's like, yeah, sorry about that. So he stumbled through the stones. We found out he was wearing a gem ring. That is how he made it through. He heard the buzzing, and he went through. Not really knowing what was going on. Bree asked him what he was thinking about, which he never answered. Because, maybe he was thinking of Jeremiah and he just showed up in the 80s. I don't know. But she said, you have to think about something. And they were talking about how they would get him back. He didn't seem too keen to return. I think he thought he was learning a lot about the 80s and how things had changed. And he seemed to not really be all that keen. But then later on, Mandy starts screaming. Well, let's go back a bit. Rob Cameron went to look for the Gaelic song book in the library. What he found was Jeremiah's box.
Yeah, and he read all the letters in there.
And he read the letters. So he knew for sure that they were time travelers, and he knew from the book that he had read previously. So he had pretended it was science fiction, but what we found out was that Mandy started screaming and saying that Jimmy was gone. And they were like, no, he's at a sleepover. What are you talking about? And they were like, no, Mandy has that connection with Jimmy. Like, he was able to read her mind when she was a baby. So they do have a really crazy connection, the two of them, as well as Jamie. So what's up with that? And then they're like, oh my God. So they went to find Buck thinking maybe it was Buck. But Buck was like, what's going on? And he's like, oh my God, it was Cat. Like, then Bree phoned the house. And the aunt said, oh, Rob never brought your kid.
No sleepover.
There was no sleepover. So Rob had kidnapped Jemmy. And then Roger was freaking out because he'd written that part about Galis and her stupid books in his book about the blood sacrifice that Galis thought you needed. Because she was murdering people all over the place to get through the stones, which maybe is an alternate to gemstones. I don't know. Maybe it's true. But can Rob Cameron go through the stones? Was Rob Cameron interested in going through the stones? And therefore felt that he could go through if he had a blood sacrifice. But you still have to be able to hear the buzzing. Can Rob hear the buzzing? Is Rob from the past and is taking Jimmy so he could go back? I don't know. Now that he's read the secret recipe, he thinks he knows. We need to find Jimmy. They found his scarf with his little tufty badge that he got. And I'm just like, please, did you take him back to the past? Because if Jimmy goes through the stones with Rob, he'd be scared.
Mm-hmm.
Would he then focus on his grandparents and possibly come out where they are?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But Jimmy couldn't go through the stones previously when their family was there. Remember, they were going to go back, but they ended up not going back because they thought of their family, and their family was actually in the 1700s. Would Jemmy be able to travel? Because, well, one, he doesn't have a gem with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he got, blooded or whatever, and then he thought of his parents, wouldn't he still be in the 80s, but maybe Rob's not? I don't know. We're kind of cliffhanger on where is Jemmy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still there? Was it not successful and Rob took him somewhere else because now he's in big trouble? Because he kidnapped a kid. Poor Jemmy. Jemmy's smart, though.
Yeah.
He's a smart kid. So I'm hoping that with his knowledge and his connection to his sister, he might be found somehow that way. Mandy might be able to tell where he is, but she said there was buzzing.
Yeah, and then he's gone.
And he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Which only makes us think that he went through the stones, because she screamed.
Maybe he went through the stones to escape from Cameron.
Maybe. And can he travel without a gem?
Yeah.
It's not proven that you can't travel without a gem. The first time Claire went through,
there was no gem.
I don't think there was a gem, unless there was one in a ring she was wearing, but I don't remember whether that...
It didn't really come up, I don't think.
I don't remember. It didn't come up till later when they realized...
Mm-hmm.
When Jamie sent Claire back to have Bree in the future, I don't think there was a gem involved. I think the gems came later. I guess maybe it makes it a little easier. I don't know, because it's like it's apparently is the worst experience to go through these stones, like having your body ripped apart. But somehow you survive. But the question is, how many times can you survive? Mm-hmm. That's the thing. So then back in the past, we've got the war was on.
Yep.
William didn't want to go and be a messenger. He wanted to be in the thick of the battle until he was in the battle and his best friend got shot in the head.
Yep.
And
then he killed a bunch of people. And
then he went nuts. He rage killed like Anakin Skywalker, and then he just looked like hell after the war. Burgoyne was going on and on about how well they did.
Giant victory it was when everybody knew it wasn't.
And Fraser was like, well, if he says it is, then I guess it is. Fraser's kind of not mincing much. I mean, he did not look happy they were going into that fight. He didn't think William was making a good decision because he felt a lot of people would be killed.
Yep.
I think it was Richardson that was there digging the grave. Richardson is the guy who was sending William on the adventures with the papers and stuff. I think it was him. And it wasn't Burgoyne that was with the graves. I'm pretty sure it was Richardson.
Captain Richardson wouldn't be digging graves.
Wasn't that him though?
No.
He said you have to dig it deeper, and then he took all his stuff off?
No, he couldn't possibly order Captain Richardson around. He's lieutenant.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about when there was a guy there and he told everybody to dig it deeper. I thought that guy was Richardson telling them to do it. And then he decided to jump in too. You don't think that was Richardson? Because I do. I thought that was Richardson. Maybe I don't know. But Simon is an interesting character because he's kind of straight shooting with William in a way. But also he's not really he's wise to the fact that these people don't know what the hell they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the French dudes were too happy either because all their people were like...
Those are Hessians.
Oh, Hessians?
Yeah,
they're not French?
They're not French.
Oh, I thought they were French.
They
What
said
are
they were
Hessians? The heck are Hessians? Do we even know?
Things to look up.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought they were French
Yeah.
dudes.
Remember the French assisted the Americans in the War of Independence?
Yeah, but did they just... I don't know. Well, the Mohawk are supposed to be with the British. I didn't see them. Then Ian captured a dude.
Yeah, British deserter.
And then got information out of him.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, we saw Jamie lying on the ground.
Yeah.
We've seen Jamie lying on the ground multiple times, and he always comes back.
Seems to happen in
He has
battles.
many lives. Claire will find him, and he will be okay. So, I haven't got to a part in the book where he's dead. So, and there's several books to come. So I don't think he's dead yet. Just saying. But I really am all in on the Roger Bree story because that one is just really interesting. I mean, the Claire Jamie one was just a battle today. It was just like battle.
Or
dude on the
preparation
ground.
for the battle.
Yeah. Whereas the Bree Roger storyline was cool on multiple fronts because I enjoyed the fact that the guy had come back from the past unexpectedly, like Claire had gone to the past totally unexpectedly and had no idea that's where she was. It was probably easier for him to figure it out that he was in the future once he walked down from the stones and saw the cars driving by. Because he was like, there's carriages with wheels, and they're just driving. Yeah. Whereas Claire, it took her, she didn't see Inverness. Inverness was darker because the lights were all gone. And she was very confused where she was for quite some time. Until she met Blackjack Randall. Then she knew. And that wasn't fun either. So yeah, that's where we are. I really, that episode was so cool. And then I'm like, give me more. Give me more. I want to see what happened to Jimmy. I think next week is the last episode of this part of the season. Hopefully we'll find out what happened to Jimmy. And I like that Buck's there. I think Buck and Roger are going to kick some serious butt.
Uncle Buck.
Oh, yeah. And afterwards, Roger was all like, oh, Bree, Rob's totally into you. And she's like, oh, really? And there was this, like, long, sexy scene.
Yep.
Woot, woot.
I had to cover Ham's eyes for a long time there.
Damn. I haven't seen some sexy scenes in a while. Because it's like Claire and Jamie are too old to be shown on camera. So they had to show Bree and Roger. I don't know. But we haven't seen them in quite some time. Except, was it, I think it was last season when they were, under the fur and stuff. But I don't know. It was quite a sexy scene. Because, of course, Roger was all like, you're mine.
Feeling possessive.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, are you feeling territorial?" He's like, "I'm feeling primal." Woohoo! Anyway, that was a good scene. And anyway, leave us some comments. Let us know what you think. Don't give anything away. I obviously haven't read to that section. I haven't even read to where Buck shows up. I've only read to, I think the battles are ahead of me now. I'm behind yet again, but way behind in the Bree storyline. Way behind. So, until next time.